Let's see. Tony Antolini is a member of the Mid-Coast Maine Green Burial Working Group, a local volunteer organization formed in 2023 to engage in education and advocacy for a green burial cemetery or hybrid cemetery. The vision is to manifest a green burial site within the boundaries of Knox, Waldo, and Lincoln counties. Tony is the artistic director of Downey Singers, conductor of Mozart Mentors Orchestra, and music director at St. John's Episcopal Church in Thomaston. Please welcome Tony.
Beloved Aunt Michaelia dies. The undertaker sees your weepy eyes and suggests a pricey padded coffin, or says our clients choose cremation often, with ashes in a marble urn or into Christmas ornaments can turn. What you pay for funeral paraphernalia can't compensate your loss of Aunt Michaelia. Statisticians tell us that in 2025, 510 Knox County people won't survive. In Lincoln County, 471 will breathe their last. In Waldo County, by year's end, 498 will have passed. For each body sent to the crematorium, 535 pounds of carbon dioxide is produced. For Knox County in 2025, that's 102 tons, enough to smother this auditorium unless cremation numbers are reduced. And CO2 is not the only trouble. Cremations release mercury and nitrous oxide too. In 2023, the US produced quite a bubble of 481,500 tons of pollutants from this cremation stew. And what are ashes, anyway, you wonder? They're pulverized bones that weigh about 8 pounds. Too salty for your garden plot out yonder, too alkaline to fertilize your grounds. But when a body's buried in a casket inside a concrete and metal grave, embalming fluid can seep out through a gasket and is toxic. Nothing's permanent inside this cave. No body is preserved forever, even if the funeral home is clever. But there's an old-fashioned solution that gets rid of pollution. The body is buried beneath 4 feet of soil. No vault, no metal, no toxics, no oil. Michaelia can rest in a handmade container while her body's nutrients return to the earth that sustained her. Natural burial's good for the earth. Decomposition's a prize of great worth. Potassium, nitrogen, phosphorus, carbon, all these ingredients are part of the bargain. They nourish the soil. Though it sounds rather strange, what's produced is an offset to world climate change. A natural cemetery is a welcoming place where nature and memories fondly embrace. There are trees and wildflowers and just local plants. It's not like a golf course or a garden in France. It costs less to maintain because it's not mowed and it's home to the butterfly, earthworm, and toad. Green burial places look different from those conventional cemeteries with tall tombstones etched in prose. The site has a marker, but it's not very tall, and in some of them, GPS marks the spot, and that's all. Here in Maine, there's a guy who can build you a casket, or an artist who could weave you a burial basket. Your remains can be wrapped in a locally made shroud, or just keep it simple. A bed sheet's allowed. So what will it cost if we do it this way? Green burial's cleaner and cheaper, we'd say. 200 to 1,000 is the usual cost. Flame cremation's 1,500, and much energy's lost. There's liquid cremation for about 3.5 thou, and human composting starts at 7,000. Holy cow! Some people think frozen soil can hinder the burial process in the middle of winter, but that's not the case. You can warm up the dirt and dig a fine hole without losing your shirt. If the deceased is a veteran, the armed forces can conduct a green burial for a servicewoman or man. You don't have to explain it. They already know how to do it with solemnity and full honors bestowed. There's a veterans graveyard in Leamington, Maine that accommodates green burial on a wide grassy plain. Kids need to understand what death's about. Michaelia's gone, there isn't any doubt. But if the child can see her in the ground, he'll understand why she's not around. Saying goodbye with friends and family all together can ease the pain of loss, no matter what the weather. To make this cemetery, we'll need to find a plot of 20 or more acres. That's what we have in mind. It should be level and relatively dry, with no wells or waterways nearby, and abutting neighbors must agree to have it there in perpetuity. Perhaps you'd like to see what we mean when we describe a cemetery that's green. You can go to Baldwin Hill in a town called Fayette, or see Burr Cemetery in Freeport, or get a look at Cedar Brook in Leamington, Maine. Seeing is believing is our positive refrain. If you have questions on anything you've heard, come to the reception and we can have a word. Our website's crammed with lots of information gleaned from green cemeteries all across the nation. Our Facebook page has dates and times of lectures that should address most skeptical conjectures. We want a cemetery in the Knox, Lincoln, Waldo County area where old-fashioned ways are used to bury you. Green burial is surely not for everyone, but it removes pollutants by the ton. So Mid-Coast Maine green burial won't rest until that option here is manifest. Our spiel's almost over, but there's one more pitch yet. Why not a plain burial like the one for your pet? We hope what you've learned some slight difference might make, so that when you expire, the green exit you'll take. Thank you.